Bitcoin just broke out of its bullish consolidation. Is it going to go higher? What is the price target? One of my altcoins that I mentioned in a previous video about a week ago has gone up 200% since, and you could possibly be getting up to $3,000 for free, and I'll show you how. Welcome to the Bull Moon Gang. I'm JM, and this is your update for today. Also, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice, and in full transparency, I do hold all the coins that I'm talking about, so don't get me in trouble. So it looks like Bitcoin just broke out of this bullish consolidation right here. This is a ascending wedge, and usually it moves down, but in a bull market in crypto, it has a lot of potential to actually break higher. So as you can see here, it broke out of it, closed above, retested it 1, 2, 3 times on the 4-hour, and is now moving upwards. So if we're going to do a measured move, where is this gonna go? So you just take this and place it where it broke out, and that area would be around 56,000. So if we're going to mark it like that, and then if we do a fib, you can see from here to there, so from that area to that area, we have a little bit of confluence in this area. So this is the target right now, around 56K, and you can tell that some alts are pulling back because of Bitcoin moving up. So for example, if you look at synthetics, you can see that it's moving down if I compare it to Bitcoin, and then just make this a line so it's easier to see. You can see that as synthetics, which is the blue line, was moving down, Bitcoin is moving up. So there's an inverse correlation right here that's telling me that as Bitcoin moves up, alts are moving down, unless you're looking at something like Usama, which due to news is actually moving up more than Bitcoin is. So unless there's major news on these alts, you can expect altcoins to be moving down while Bitcoin is moving upwards. And if we go back to this chart, you can see on the RSI that this downward trend has been broken. So that's definitely good signs that it's going to keep moving upwards. So then what is that coin that I mentioned? I actually mentioned 3 in the MasterCard video. So let's take a look. Be huge crypto transactions private. Look at Phala and Oasis Labs. Those two are big in terms of privacy. And instant blockchain payment processing. One project that I'm really excited for in terms of instant blockchain payment processing is Hathor Network. So beyond that, this is interesting. So I put this video out on February 10th, midday. So let's look at those prices. First, let's look at Phala Network. It's at 57 cents right now. So if we go back to February 10th, which is about, I put this out around midday. So that's 32 cents, let's say, and it's up to 57. So let's just look at it on the chart. If you would have got it on February 10th, when I mentioned it midday, you would be up almost 80% now. Phala is a privacy coin built on Polkadot, and it's not just a privacy coin, it's kind of a privacy blockchain. And it's one of Gavin Wood's favorite coins and favorite projects. It's won the Web3 grant a couple times, and sitting at $81 million market cap, it has a lot more upside if we compare it to Monero, which is another privacy coin that is at $4.6 billion right now. So definitely still a lot of upside. I don't think it'll hit $4.6 billion, but who knows? Maybe it could. So let's look at Oasis Network, the other one that I talked about, and that is Rose USD. So I called this on February 10th. So just around this area, if you would have got it at the lowest or even here. So let's just say average right here at 10 cents. You're sitting at about 26% profit. So not bad. I think Rose and Oasis Network is going to be huge. Actually, it's going to be $1 billion market cap. There is so much surrounding it. Look into it. Do your own research for sure. And then Hathor is the other one that I talked about. And I can definitely make some videos talking more about these coins. So if we look over here, February 10th, since 4-ish p.m. Here, let's just do the middle. It's sitting at 180% right now, and you could have cashed out up here at close to 240%. So not bad for 6-7 days. And then comment below if you want me to do a deeper dive into these coins, or if you just want more altcoin pick videos. And if we look at Hathor, it's sitting at around $120 million market cap, and I also think this is going to be a $1 billion coin, so watch out for this one. So then the rest of this vid I actually recorded last night, so go ahead and watch the rest of it. So this is something that I subscribe to called Bitcoin Uncharted, and they do some really good data analysis. So let's look here. A strong resurgence of retail interest in the space, increasing from an average of 2 to 3 million of daily active users to 4 to 5 million beginning of February. The incredible rise in Twitter followers of figureheads such as Pomp or our fellow Glassnoder Willy Woo further shows the accelerated inflow of retail throughout the last weeks. So the spot demand of institutions seems to have flattened in January. However, the total number of withdrawals from exchanges was accelerating, seeing the highest single day withdrawals since the later stages of the 2017 bull market. Last week, this shows that other market participants are accumulating besides retail. So that's institutions and even whales, big players. So there's been a decrease in trade volume, and it's evident when looking at the year-to-date volatility profile for Bitcoin, indicating a low volatility environment. It seems like the market is waiting for further confirmation of a retest of that 50K resistance or a break lower towards 40K support level. So now they're seeing if this is the top for Bitcoin or just the beginning. Personally, I think we're in the middle, and we'll see why. To understand that, let's take a step back and analyze the Bitcoin bull cycle as a whole. As mentioned in previous Uncharted updates, the macro bull cycle starts with a reduction in on-chain or on-exchange supply, which leads to a supply squeeze. This supply squeeze created by long-term holders accumulating results in an increase in price, then in turn attracts retail and other types of short-term holders that also starts to buy in. Once short-term holders have accumulated a certain amount of the available float, they start to become an important market driver affecting short-term cycles in price. Unlike long-term holders that are very inelastic towards changes in price since they accumulated much lower than the current price, short-term holders are much more elastic to price and therefore respond faster to changes in Bitcoin's price. Therefore, it is important to keep track of the short-term supply that is in profit, as any change in price over a certain magnitude can cause a mass short-term sell-off. This effect becomes extreme at the later stages of the bull market as short-term holders become more and more sensitive to price movements. So once the price increases to a certain level, old and new players start to increase the numbers of deposits towards the exchanges in order to capture profits or speculate on price discovery. Comparing our current cycle to the last bull run in 2017, it becomes clear that we are still in the early acceleration phase of the curve. And we are not at the end until the number of addresses depositing to exchanges goes exponential. As you can see here, the number of addresses is steadily increasing but has not gone parabolic yet. So as things stand in historical terms, we are in the middle of the supply transition from long-term holders to short-term holders. This transition, although faster in 2017, is a strong sign that we have moved out of the initial accumulation phase. So marking that we are in the middle of this bull market and there is still time to be buying up Bitcoin and altcoins. So another newsletter I subscribe to is Alpha Alarm. Let's go down here. Evidently, the market is still in a firm bull trend as this dip was aggressively bought and appears to have simply been the market's way of clearing out leveraged longs and resetting funds across the board. So we're talking about on Valentine's Day when the price went down to 46,000 and altcoins shed 20% of their value. But a lot of those altcoins went straight back up. If you look here, similar rebounds were seen across the board, transforming the Valentine's Day market massacre into a textbook V-shaped recovery that may mark the start of the next leg higher for the entire market. This is important. Miners are not selling. While miners have been the reason why the entire market has slid from 50K previously, it now appears that they have all but halted selling, with outflows remaining at similar levels to those seen prior to Bitcoin's run-up in late 2020. And this trend is clearly elucidated while looking at data from analytics platform CryptoQuant, which shows that miner outflows are currently sitting at a multi-month lows. So what does this tell you? This tells you that miners are not selling their Bitcoin yet because they're waiting for it to be more profitable. And now let's look at the whales. How are the whales reacting to these movements? Whales seem keen on adding exposure to Bitcoin on major sell-offs like the one seen yesterday. This is indicated by data from Whale Map, which shows that the cryptocurrency has formed a strong demand zone between 46 and 48.5K. It is currently sitting just above this region, which could mean that major upside is imminent. The narrative surrounding corporate and institutional adoption has never been stronger either, which may contribute to any imminent Bitcoin trend or uptrend. And I'll talk about this until this trend changes, but as you can see here, the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges is steadily decreasing. That's a huge sign for Bitcoin supply crisis, guys. And then this is interesting. Survey finds 5% of corporate CFOs plan to buy Bitcoin in 2021. More than 70% of financial executives surveyed are closely watching what everyone else is doing with Bitcoin before they decide on investing their company's cash reserves in it. A small-scale study of financial executives has found that 5% of companies intend to invest in Bitcoin as corporate asset this year, with a further 11% stating they could do so by 2024. So how long till half the corporations are putting their cash reserves in Bitcoin? Only a matter of time. I mean, half is a big number, but in 10, 20 years, this kind of thing could happen. All right, so how can you get your free $3,000 to $1,000? DeFi aggregator 1inch stages new vampire airdrop to Uniswap users, and this sends it to people who used Mooniswap and Uniswap. So if you used Mooniswap, you are getting about 527 1inch worth about $3,000, and then if you're using Uniswap, you get about 240 tokens or $1,350 at the current price. So basically you had to have interacted with either Mooniswap before December 24th or Uniswap before December 24th to get those tokens. And this applies to people who haven't got the first 1inch airdrop. So you can literally just go to 1inch.exchange and you should see this. For me, I have 219 waiting for me, and then I plan on staking it at 21%. So good news for all you Uniswap degens. And that about does it for the video. Please like to help out the channel and subscribe to keep updated with all the hottest news, and have a great day. And I forgot to mention, if you're new to crypto, I have a series. I'll link it down below. It basically just gets you up and running with crypto, everything you need to know, everything I wish I knew back in 2017 when I got into crypto. So just look for that link.